possible bombshell just dropped in regards to draft prospect Jalen Carter. And we're going to talk about it and what it could mean for the draft and for the Bears prospects right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
All right, Bears fans, welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, the number one spot for everybody. You guys already know what it is. I'm Haize. Listen, we have breaking news, and this is anything to make light at. So per a report, it seems like Jalen Carter is about to be facing some possible legal trouble. So according to an ongoing investigation into a fatal car crash with one of Jalen Carter's teammates, in which he initially reported to police that he was over a mile away from the accident at the time it happened, it seems like now they are investigating this crash a little bit more. And it seems like Jalen Carter does have an arrest warrant out for his arrest in Athens, Georgia, and he's been implicated in having a role in that, or being there in regards to that fatal car crash. So this is it was the Georgia football staffer Chandler LaCroix who was driving the car that crashed. Offensive lineman Devin Wilcock was the passenger. They both died. And so right now, Jalen Carter is looking to be involved in this. He was questioned initially to ask if they were racing another car or not. It seems like he denied it at that time, but as of right now, it seems like things are changing in regards to that. So again, not legal, so I don't want to implicate anything or say anything that I may have to take back here later, but it did say in this that he initially told police that he was over a mile away, and that is now in question there. So how does this affect the Chicago Bears and the NFL draft? It affects it hugely. Jalen Carter was expected to be one of the top 5 picks at the very minimum. This now changes some things drastically, and especially when you look at the Chicago Bears, especially them trading down, things like that. This may now push them to take Will Anderson over Jalen Carter. There may be teams that just do not touch Jalen Carter if he's even allowed to still be in this draft, if he's officially charged. I don't know. This is kind of unprecedented, at least to my knowledge, to where we have a draft prospect maybe actively involved in a case during the NFL draft. So, really don't know how this is going to go, how it's going to affect his draft probability, but very well, even if he is allowed to stay in the draft, this could point to him not going through it, or teams passing on him, because hell, if something does happen in this to where he unfortunately does have to do some time, again, complete speculation here, teams may not want to touch that with a 10-foot pole and end up spending a high draft pick on a player that isn't going to play for them. So it's going to continue to monitor, see what happens. It said right now, this is a quote, police had reason to suspect almost from the moment of the crash that other cars had been at the scene, and they soon learned at least 2 other vehicles who were driven by Georgia football players football players seeking evidence of possible racing. Officers have obtained surveillance video from city-owned cameras along the route the players took out of downtown Athens. They also obtained footage from at least one business owner. So while those findings have not been released yet, this is definitely going to be a blow. Definitely affect the Chicago Bears, affect the NFL draft in total. For a player that was expected to go this high is now, in question over what may happen to him legally. Let me know down below now. Do you guys think that this should, even if he's allowed in the draft, do you think that the Bears should stay away from drafting Jalen Carter? How many other teams may stay away from drafting Jalen Carter as well with this news? We'll continue to monitor it. If anything new comes out that paints this in a different light, we'll continue to cover it. But right now, this is huge news that affects the Chicago Bears, affects the draft, and may affect a lot of teams' plans in the offseason, as well as trade partners for the Chicago Bears. So we'll see what happens here. Things just got interesting. That's for damn sure. Guys, make sure you stay tuned in here. Follow us at Chi Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to sound off, leave a text message and our voicemail for a mailbag episode, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. See you guys on the next one. Bear down, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.